A stark warning has been issued by James Woods, a longtime California resident who's watched his state unravel. Woods isn't talking about a movie plot, he's talking about Governor Gavin Newsom, a man he sees as a political threat to the entire country. Woods sees past Newsom's slick image and presidential ambitions, focusing instead on the failures left in his wake. He wants America to see the reality behind the PR, a state in crisis, plagued by problems that were not inevitable, but the result of failed leadership. Woods' recent Fox News appearance cut through the noise. Newsom's ambitions are a clear and present danger. Woods argues that if Americans understood what's happened to California under Newsom, they'd be horrified. The very policies that have led to California's decline, Woods warns, are what Newsom would bring to the national stage. His message is simple. Don't be fooled by the smile and the hair. Look at the record. Look at the results. Woods urges Americans to look past the PR campaign and see the California he sees every day. He describes a state suffering from a crisis of leadership, a case study in failed governance. Woods uses his platform to share a perspective the mainstream media often ignores. This isn't just an actor's opinion, it's a warning from someone on the front lines of a political experiment gone wrong. We'll break down Woods' critique of Newsom, examining his arguments and the leadership void Newsom is eager to fill. We'll look at the specific failures Woods points to, from catastrophic wildfires to the shocking decline of California's cities. Woods' warning is urgent. America needs to pay attention before it's too late. He's watched his state crumble and doesn't want the rest of the country to follow. This is more than a political disagreement, it's a plea for vigilance. Woods believes Newsom's record is a preview of what could happen nationwide. The story of California, he says, is a cautionary tale. Woods is sounding the alarm, hoping the rest of America will listen. The stakes, he insists, couldn't be higher. This is a story every American needs to hear. Woods sees Newsom's rise as a calculated move, exploiting a power vacuum at the top of the Democratic Party. With few strong leaders in sight, Newsom steps in as the polished, media-savvy default. Woods dismisses other contenders as unserious, calling the field a clown show. Newsom's greatest asset, Woods argues, is the lack of viable alternatives. He doesn't have to be the best, just the most plausible. Woods believes Newsom is using this moment to build his national profile, acting like a president in waiting. The danger, Woods warns, is that Americans desperate for change might accept Newsom without scrutinizing his record. He's the shiny new object in a store full of broken toys. Woods fears Newsom could rise to power not on merit, but by default. Filling a void isn't the same as earning a position. Woods paints Newsom as a political opportunist, ready to strike while the field is weak. The risk, a leader whose ambition outstrips his ability, and whose California record is a warning for the nation. Woods' message, don't settle for the last man standing. America deserves better than a leader chosen by default. Woods doesn't see Newsom as a well-meaning leader. He calls him a slick grifter. To Woods, Newsom's political persona is a carefully crafted act, hiding a record of failure. He accuses Newsom of being all style, no substance, a master of PR, quick to deflect blame and claim credit. Woods points to California's decline as proof. Grand promises, devastating results. He warns that Newsom is selling the same con to the nation. Woods uses the phrase early ripe, early rotten to describe Newsom's career. Quick rise, shallow roots, inevitable collapse. Like fruit that looks perfect but is rotten inside, Woods says Newsom's appeal will crumble under scrutiny. The grifter's tool is charm, telling people what they want to hear, selling a bright future while delivering a dystopian reality. Woods urges Americans not to be seduced by surface-level appeal. He believes Newsom's popularity is fragile and unsustainable. Once the shine wears off, Woods is confident the failures will be exposed. The warning, don't fall for the packaging. Look at the record beneath the gloss. Woods points to California's wildfires as the most visceral example of Newsom's failed leadership. While Newsom blames climate change, Woods argues the real culprit is decades of state mismanagement. He says basic forest management, clearing dead trees, removing brush, creating fire breaks, has been neglected. The result, forests turned into tinder boxes, fires exploding out of control. Woods calls the climate change narrative a political shield, used to dodge responsibility. Blaming global forces absolves leaders of accountability for their own failures. Woods sees this as a betrayal of the people they're supposed to protect. He's witnessed the destruction firsthand. Homes lost, communities devastated. Woods insists proper management could have prevented or mitigated many fires. The burning of California, he says, is a man-made disaster. The men responsible are in Sacramento. Woods' criticism isn't abstract, it's personal. He recounts a fire that threatened his own home, a real-world test of California's policies. His house survived because he followed fire department guidelines, clearing brush, terracing hillsides, creating defensible space. A neighbor who didn't take these precautions lost everything. The lesson proactive land management works. Woods highlights a nearby state-owned parcel, overgrown and uncleared since 1978, protected for a weed rather than public safety. That neglected land, he claims, became the ignition point for the fire. Woods' story shows the consequences of government incompetence and misplaced priorities. While he protected his property, the state failed its basic duty. The state prioritized a weed over citizens' safety. This isn't just politics, it's life and death. Woods' experience is a microcosm of California's larger crisis. It's a citizen doing the right thing while government creates the danger. Woods accuses Newsom of using climate change as a catch-all excuse for California's crises, wildfires, droughts, energy shortages. Newsom blames them all on climate change, shutting down debate and avoiding scrutiny. Woods calls this the boogeyman strategy: blame a vast, uncontrollable force, sidestep responsibility. This tactic, Woods says, lets Newsom look like a noble environmental warrior while ignoring local failures. It prevents real problem solving. If climate change is always to blame, there's no need to fix state policies. The cycle repeats: more government control, more regulations, but no solutions. Woods calls it the ultimate con. Newsom campaigns on global crises while his state burns from local mismanagement. Woods warns, this is the leadership style Newsom would bring to the White House. Blame the boogeyman, never solve the problem. Woods points to the infamous San Francisco poop map as a symbol of California's urban decay under Newsom. The map, created to help people avoid streets covered in human waste, is a shocking sign of decline. It highlights not just filth, but a breakdown of law, order, and public sanitation. Woods blames progressive policies for turning a world-class city into a cautionary tale. The poop map, he says, is undeniable evidence of failed leadership. This isn't the San Francisco of postcards. It's a city in crisis. Woods argues these conditions are the direct result of Newsom's ideology tolerance for open drug use, refusal to enforce basic laws, and prioritizing criminals over citizens. The poop map is more than a curiosity, it's a metaphor for Newsom's governance. A leader who presides over this, Woods contends, shouldn't lead the nation. The filth of San Francisco is a warning for America. Woods highlights a telling hypocrisy. San Francisco's filth was tolerated for years, until a foreign leader visited. Suddenly the city was cleaned, homeless encampments cleared, and streets scrubbed. The government had the ability to fix the problem all along. Woods notes, they just lacked the will to do it for their own people. The cleanup was for appearances, not for citizens. Woods sees this as proof of Newsom's priorities: image over substance, elites over ordinary people. The city was made presentable for dignitaries, while residents were told to endure the mess. Woods calls this the perfect encapsulation of Newsom's leadership: optics and performance over real solutions. The reality for regular people is secondary to maintaining a polished image for the powerful. Woods argues this is the kind of leader Newsom is, catering to elites, ignoring citizens. It's a government for the well-connected, leaving everyone else to navigate the map. The tale of two cities is a warning for the nation. Don't be fooled by the show. Woods' final message is a clear warning. Newsom's national ambitions are built on a foundation of failure. Early ripe, early rotten. Woods predicts Newsom's appeal will collapse once America sees his record. Woods dismantles the Newsom myth. His rise is due to a leadership vacuum, not merit. He presents evidence of failures from wildfires to urban decay, all tied to Newsom's policies. Woods' own experience with wildfire is a personal testament to the stakes. The hypocrisy of cleaning up for elites, not citizens, crystallizes Woods' point. Newsom's leadership is about image, not results. Woods sees Newsom as the embodiment of an out-of-touch political class, long on rhetoric, short on common sense. He urges Americans to look past the smooth talk and examine the facts. Woods acts as a whistleblower from a failed state, warning the rest of the country. He predicts Newsom's popularity is a bubble waiting to burst. The warning is urgent. Be vigilant, be skeptical, hold leaders accountable. Before embracing promises of a golden future, examine the golden state Newsom leaves behind. Woods' plea: don't let California's fate become America's.